Well, isn't that what I have seen on YouTube, or what I have seen? Well, talking about airplanes, or talking about the A350. Well, yes, I noticed this. This is where it goes. What if a former Ford factory produces the A350? I think it will, but not in America. Well, this is more evolution. If I seen this video, oh yeah, they took out the Ford sign at the St.Thomas Plant. Then if there's nobody else to purchase the plant, like the first North American purchase A350s, Airbus A350s, will be like built at that former Ford plant. But you know, this is where I made the other video for my other channel, that about the making the 787 and the 797. If Airbus produces the A350 at a former Ford assembly plant, then it'll be good for this beer commercial. The guy get off at the 787, then the 797 has flaws. Good idea for a beer commercial. If like boost sales for Airbus in one of our NAFTA partners, right? Sure, it will be great. It will be like, okay, I know what it'd be, but this would be like, if we buy Boeing here in the US, 787 flaws, batteries all getting messed up and and stuff. That's kind of ridiculous for an American company, and ridiculous for a European company. Make it at a factory that belongs to an American company that build cars outside the US. And that's kind of weird in a way. It kind of make sense of the A350, but mocking Boeing. With the 797 having flaws in a beer commercial. Yeah, you heard that could be your Molsen, or the I am Canadian slogan and stuff. Yes, because the 797 gets messed up, while Airbus already bought this former Ford factory, making the A350s, maybe A320s and A350s. This is where, like, this A350 models used for, even though they were planning to make an Airbus facility in Alabama, but the first thing is, these A350 models just purchase, you know, just help a lot to our neighbors to the north, to be purchased by American Airlines, by their own airlines. Like, I mean, that Air Canada were buying their own built A350s, homebrewed A350s made at a former Ford plant. Here we go. Let's see about that. And then this is where it goes. Even other US carriers don't mind me that, but first of all, the first A350s are not going to be used by a US carrier. But anyway, just for that beer commercial to mock the 787, Boeing might see that, and then this is where it is. A350s built outside the United States, but in North America, outside of Europe, in North America, outside the US. It kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense to put an ad on of a guy getting off out of a 787, 797, mocking Boeing. In other words, that saying that Boeing kind of sucks. you know, mocking Boeing, then it will be this. It will be like Airbus plans to buy this former Ford factory that is nothing but a warehouse. Maybe they took out the Ford sign down. Now they took out the. Now they put an Airbus sign lit up. An Airbus sign. You know, this is like a purchase for Airbus to buying that former Ford facility. And so, what would it be? Airbus working at a former Ford facility in Canada, making the A350 at a former Ford facility. Well, it takes a lot of money. It takes, you know, a lot of investment for the purchase of that former Ford plant that used to take away the jobs from Woodson, Michigan, to make the town car in that factory. The former Ford factory that made the police cars, that made taxis for New York City, and yeah, Mercury Grand Marquis are going to make airplanes. Point that. Other than that, the only thing is you ain't gonna see the making fun of the 787, making fun of Boeing, like somebody writes a 797 and they smell something funny. You know, you're saying that Boeing's still having flaws, while this Airbus having a former Ford factory are making better planes. But that commercial is not going to be shown here in the United States. You know, this might be funny, but in a way, it might just piss off Boeing in making sense that a company makes beer from our neighbors to the north, making fun of Boeing, giving Airbus credit. In other words, Airbus credit. You know, saying that that Boeing will have the same flaws with the 787 thing, just as a joke. But you know, it might be a bad joke, might be a sour joke, but yes, it is a joke. But you know, I know we all mess up, and nobody's perfect. You know, nobody's perfect in a way that I'm saying. If all of this, right? What of this? What if North American production and North American production and North American releases, or you know, registered A350 airplanes, Airbus A350 airplanes built at a former Ford plant, to use it for our North American airliners. You know, the first one that will not be American Airlines. American Airlines might get it later, after the the beer commercial, when they start mocking on the 787, actually mocking at Boeing and generally people drinking the specific beer brand, because they're proud for where they are, for making a better plane than a Boeing, while the Boeing 797, and you know, just a fake out, put out to be that it has the same flaws, and somebody smells something funny that the 797 airplane is delayed and the A350 is made better. You know, this is more like a commercial, just to have a little of intense for Boeing to wake up a little bit, that if Airbus are buying a former Ford facility making the A350 airplanes, and then it is seen in a beer commercial, it says wake up, and that means like Airbus made an airplane outside the US, inside North America, that they've shown that Boeing will make flaws with the 797. If they have a plane called 797 that the guy gets in the plane and he smells something funny, battery problem with the 797, and then he rather go on to the A350 that is built at a former Ford plant, and then the people working at that former Ford plant converted to an Airbus factory drink that kind of beer. So that's what it is. After that, you know, U.S. air carriers will carry those North American built A350s made at a former Ford assembly plant that has been closed since September 16th of 2011. Then we'll see what will happen. So hold on what's next, and probably they gotta do something with that former Ford plant. Airbus might need to purchase it. They might need to buy it to build A350s. I mean, the first A350 airplane might be used by Air Canada, even though they're buying their own homemade planes as an Airbus A350 made at a former Ford plant that has been closed since September 16th of 2011. So let's see what happens, and let's see what this beer commercial mocking Boeing, even mocking Boeing with the 797, that the 797 might have the same flaws, and the Airbus that are built at a former Ford factory comes flawless, and these guys are drinking this beer. Well, let's see what will happen. So see you later, and peace out.